Welcome to the Wally Show Aftercast. All those things we did not get to during the course of the show today, including weekend plans. We are planning to hunker down. I know that because we got major storms coming through, so we'll talk about all that later. But this was interesting. Donald Trump prepares to be the first president or former president to be indicted. A Manhattan grand jury has indicted the former president, making him the first of its kind. And it's not immediately clear what the indictment is, well, what it actually all is, what all the charges he will face is under this, because the indictment is under seal. But they've just said it has to do with the payments to Stormy Daniels and stuff, and so they've kind of kept it a little bit hush-hush. But I could see Trump spinning this, though, and being like, that's right, I'm the first.
You sound like Bernie Sanders.
Oh, yeah. Yes, that's Bernie. I'm the first. It's going to be huge. I'm the first to do this. I happen to look good in orange. Have you seen my skin? No, I'm just kidding.
Can you dumb down for those who need it, including me, what an indictment means?
It means technically he is going to be charged, and so he will have to go to the jailhouse. And there was speculation, like, would they make it a media circus? Would they make him do a mugshot and all that other stuff? He'll immediately post bond and walk. But it is just interesting that this is the only thing out of all the years that they've been trying to go after him that they have had stick right now. But what's more interesting than that is that his political rivals for the GOP nomination are speaking out, and you would think they'd be like, sweet, this is good for me. But no, they're actually on his side. Nikki Haley, South Carolina governor, former South Carolina governor, said this is more about revenge than it is justice. Former VP Mike Pence says it appears to millions of Americans to be nothing more than political persecution. He went on to say that it offends the ideals of fair and equal treatment under the law. He also said this has no bearing on whether or not he will run, because there's speculation that he might not run. But if one of the biggest contenders in this gets taken out, I could see him throwing his hat into the ring. Oh, yeah. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who sources say is expected to launch a presidential campaign in the coming months. We all kind of knew that. It says the indictment was un-American and a weaponization of the legal system. So it's crazy to see these people that have something to gain from him getting in trouble speaking up for him. And I think this is the precursor, because right now they're towing the party line, and they'll do that because they want to be good in the party and they want to get a nomination themselves. But when push comes to shove, eventually I think you're going to see those cracks, like in Survivor, when someone thinks that there's a really unified team and then they crack it, and they get their way in. I could see them turning this on him. Like, say he doesn't come out of the race and stays in it, they're going to use this as fuel to their bid for the presidency against him, So it's interesting. This is like crazy drama that, again, has never happened before. Nixon came close, and there was somebody else that was indicted, but was
Bill Clinton?
No, he was impeached. And he was not removed from office, but he was
Ronald
impeached.
Reagan.
No, definitely not. Everyone loved Reagan. I was somebody else. I forgot. Anyway, it's not important, but it'll just be it. This all makes a really interesting political year coming up here as we get into the next election for the office of president. It's going to make what was already going to be interesting far more interesting.
Yeah, is 2024 the next selection cycle?
Yeah, we're almost there.
Oh my goodness,
we're almost there. Can you believe it?
No.
It's going to be so fun,
so good. I'm so happy to be at this point.
I feel like Biden just started. I don't know if if the 20. Because I guess it was 2020 that we had the January 6th.
Right.
6th. Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Sieges. 6th. See, it's easier to say 6th. Bummer.
Yeah. It is. It's more efficient. You guys make fun of me, but it works.
6th.
Yeah. 6th.
Doesn't feel like it was that long ago.
But you don't sound smart when you say 6th.
I don't sound smart?
Nope.
You don't say. All right. So, so we'll keep an eye on this. It'll just be interesting. Lady Rock, what do you got?
We've seen many examples of social media being a platform where people cause trouble. But in this situation, it becomes a platform of help. For a husband being accused of something something he's innocent of, an affair.
Uh-oh.
It all started when this guy's wife found another woman's checkbook in his car. When confronted with it, the husband claimed he had no idea it was even in there and was innocent of any wrongdoing.
It's a tough one to prove.
That's true, but his wife was still suspicious. So he put on his detective hat and tracked down the woman who owned the checkbook by Googling her name.
Okay.
He called her, but she didn't answer.
Why didn't he just go to his favorites?
Stop. He's innocent.
He has to go through all of this
innocent.
to make it look good.
He called her, but she didn't answer, so he left a message.
Who dis?
But he never got a response. So he took to social media, posting a video explaining the situation and hoping anyone, can help him clear his name.
If your name's Jessica and you live in northern Colorado, I need you to check your voicemail right away because I have your checkbook. My wife thinks we're having an affair, so we Google you. You work in the same town I teach in, which is not the same town I live in. Do you see how bad this is looking for me? I need you to just check your voicemail so we can figure out where we somehow crossed paths, or not even we, you and my car, so that I can clear all of this up.
Oh, man. If he's innocent, that would be so frustrating because this is a hard one to prove. You know, like, why would this lady's checkbook, how would it just magically get in your car, which I would assume is locked, you know? And if you're innocent, you're like, I swear to you, I have no idea.
Right. Yeah, that would be hard. Well, social media did deliver. Word got back to Jessica, and she and this man were able to connect.
After texting back and forth all morning, the best we can come up with is that our kids go to school together. She maybe parks where I park because I teach next door. It's the best we got. So this afternoon, I'm going to meet up with Jessica, take the whole family over. She's getting her checkbook back.
Yeah, of course you're taking the whole family over. Because that helps.
Yeah, he's got to.
But that doesn't even remotely explain how this checkbook got in your car.
Yeah.
Well, they're guessing too. They both don't know.
I hope they fall in love. No.
Maybe it was that, like, they said that their kids go to school together. Maybe they're in the same grade. Her checkbook fell in his backpack, and then
what?
I don't know.
What?
Like, did one girl say, "Oh, look at this cute notebook"? And
that's
grabbed
possible.
it,
Like, it fell on the ground, and
then
the daughter
somehow
picked it up.
The other kid grabbed it, but then, like, I don't know. Checkbooks are. Yeah, that seems wrong.
And who uses a checkbook anymore?
Why would she have that? Yeah, why would she even have her checkbook? I guess you leave a checkbook in a purse. Like, is that a thing that people do?
Yeah, especially if you write checks for things. Yeah, that's normal.
It's old school.
So, do you think that he is telling the truth?
Oh
No.
no.
That's a hard pass on innocence, because I want to believe in the best of people and the best of a situation.
Do you really?
I want to believe
But
in it.
where neither one of them can figure out how the checkbook got into your car, like, no theories on this, like, that's we figure we work in the same parking lot. Like, well, you got to have some sort of a theory, right?
No, not technically, because you don't. What if you're really innocent and you have no idea? I mean, this goes back to, like, you were listening to that podcast Serial with Adnan.
Hey, man, people go to jail for a lot less evidence than this.
That's true.
Yeah, this guy could go to jail.
What?
Relationship jail.
Yeah,
you're terrible.
The eternal doghouse.
Yeah. That's tough. It's a tough one.
It's not. There needs to be trust, and
yes,
he's doing the best he can. What else could he do?
Would you believe it, Rock?
No.
Exactly. No.
But what else can he do to clean up his name? There's nothing more he can do, especially if he's innocent. What do you say?
I mean, there's nothing. Sometimes things defy logic. Maybe a bird picked it up and dropped it through his sunroof. We don't know.
Stop. You're just
maybe aliens.
Stop. Do you want to move to birthdays? Because I do have a few.
It's Friday.
Hopeful, probably.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to say this wrong, so I'll let Wally and Gavin say it. No.
It's been a while.
Mieneke.
Mannequin?
Miniki?
Meineke?
Meineke. Yeah, Meineke mufflers.
Right there. Meineke.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, she wants to wish her grandma, Wendy, a happy birthday.
That was easier.
Yes. She is an amazing grandma. She always plays duets with me on the flute.
Oh, nice.
And I love going camping with her. Wow, she sounds like a really cool grandma. She probably won't see this for a while because she's a little behind on the podcast. But Wendy, happy birthday, celebrating today.
Nice.
We'll come. Oh, wait, actually, no. This is a burning building question for Wally.
Okay.
Wally,
Yes.
in a hypothetical world where Gavin is single, okay,
Interesting.
would you rather have Betty, me, marry the barbecue guy that is on your hit list,
Okay.
or Gavin marry the drive-through lady? The
wow.
drive-through lady, I don't know if they're talking about the
Nubia or the lady
No,
that was
I'm assuming
blocking.
blocking.
Yeah, I think that was because
Your enemy.
The lady that blocked our driveway and then just looked at me and did her makeup. Yeah, that lady.
So
Oof.
which would you rather, me marry the barbecue guy or Gavin marry the
Like one theoretically enters your life.
Yes.
Via this,
I am going to go with you marrying the barbecue guy.
Yeah.
I have a disdain for both of them almost equally, but I like Gavin too much for him to be involved with that lady.
Thank you.
And you rock. At least this guy's going to make good barbecue.
Yeah, it's a food dude.
Yeah, and
that's
you
true.
can bring in leftovers and
That's
stuff. So
true.
there is something still in it for me.
there's still a win.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that makes sense. Then we've got Maya. She wants to wish her husband Donnie a happy birthday. He's the only person that could break a wheel off of my car and still be in my life. Wow.
How'd you do that?
Yeah, I'm not sure of the story on that. We're going to come back to that question. Then we've got Guillermo.
Is Guillermo really here today?
His niece.
That's so funny. I had no idea. We make a Guillermo joke ahead of time.
His niece Abby is celebrating a birthday on the 2nd.
Funny.
So happy birthday.
And they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Ready Rock just knocked out Guillermo. She wouldn't have got it right had we not said it
No,
3 minutes
I still
ago.
would have been questioning it. Well,
Looking at
don't
it
put
like-
an L in there if it's not meant to be said.
Guillermo.
not
Aaron.
English.
Aaron wants to wish his daughter or her daughter. No, it's probably her daughter. It's E.
Yeah, that's always the girl.
her.
Okay. Erin wants to wish her daughter, Julia, a happy birthday. She's turning 17.
Oh, wow.
Said she enjoys baking and making delicious macaroons.
Oh,
Well, then
nice.
send some our way.
I know. We were talking about this the other day. Like, if you were trying to get a hobby, like baking would be a good hobby.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, at the end of it, say it takes you an hour to make something and you learn how to make it and you learn how to make it good. Then it's something you really benefit from because you get to eat it like right away, which is awesome. Like when I learned to make fudge, oof. Love
It's
that.
happy for your heart.
Yeah.
Well, not really. It's not good for your stomach.
Or your heart.
Yeah, that's true. And then Darvin's, Darvens, Darvin's.
I would go with that.
Celebrating a birthday on the 2nd. Happy birthday.
Nicely done, everybody.
All right. The question from Maya. Do any of you have superstitions?
Oh.
I would like to say that I don't, but when I say something out loud, like for instance, man, I haven't gotten sick in a while.
Yeah.
I will
do the
knock on wood.
Yeah.
And I feel like I have to.
Right.
Like if I don't do it,
What if you're in a car where there's
it'll
no
bother
wood?
me.
Yeah.
Then I will knock on my head or I'll knock on
And that doesn't
plastic.
technically
and
count.
It doesn't, but at least
Right.
the effort was there.
Yeah, I get that.
So
I get
even as I said that as a joke, like, man, I got sick and well.
Yeah.
I'm knocking on some wood.
I get that.
Because it just I can't not do it.
I don't know that I'm super superstitious, but I am stitious.
I am a little stitious.
I'm a little stitious. Like when I'm working on say my deck, when I was building my deck, I would have the ladder up, and you're like not supposed to walk under a ladder, and I was in such a hurry, I didn't care. And I thought about it though. It made me pause. Like, oh, is this bad luck? I'm like, I don't care, and I would just the fastest route to get under.
I had an umbrella once that I opened inside, and
Did your mom?
You got onto me about
Oh
it.
yeah. You're not supposed to do that. It means someone's
like,
gonna die.
Get it out!
Yeah.
Like,
what would you do?
dude.
That? Yeah.
Calm down.
I know. And I was the oldest one in the room, so I was like, it could be a death sentence for me, Rock.
Zach, who used to work with us, every time we
Yeah.
went on a work trip, he would have to touch the plane as we're walking in.
The outside of the plane, he would tap it where all those
Yeah.
little logos
And
are.
I would actually, once I tried to stop him from doing it.
Oh, no.
I was like, no. And he reached around me and made the effort and still tapped the plane.
It is funny, like superstitions, because you know that there's nothing to it, but then there is part of you like on the off chance, you know. It's kind of like when I'll say something really wrong and people freak out. Don't put that out into the universe. I'm like, really? Like you really think?
Yeah, but other things bother you.
It,
other things bother you. Like for instance, when something happens and you're like, you have to call your own death.
Sure.
I think that could be part of a superstition. It's almost like if you don't do it, it's going to bother you kind of thing.
Yeah, maybe so.
Like when we were separated, when we were trying to come back to Nashville from a work trip, and you got separated on this one flight all by yourself.
Yeah.
You said over and over and over and over and over. You're like, well, I'm going to die. Good seeing y'all. I'm going to die. See y'all.
Because that's how every story, like a movie or a thing on Dateline ends.
Yeah,
because
but
it's
you
like,
don't have
and
to
his
say
flight
it out
was
loud
changed.
1,000
I know.
times.
And then he died, you know? And so it's like, yeah, there is that part of me that was, I guess, a little superstitious to that. Like, I also know God's love of irony, you know, and a funny story. So I was thinking like that. But Gavin, are you superstitious at all?
No, not really. I guess like whenever it comes to my like sports teams, I will, the day of a game, I'll try and live my best life so God blesses my team.
Okay, good idea.
Feels like the wrong way to do it, but
do you have anything that's like
Really?
a lucky like shirt or something like that?
No,
Okay.
I've never gone down that
Give
route.
me an example of what that looks like. Like, let's say your team is going to play a game, and what is something you've done in the past where it's like, I'm trying to live my best life?
I guess it's like if I get super mad during a game, like I used to, like when I was a teenager and my team was losing, I would be like irate about it and really like mad. And so these days, if I feel myself getting there, I'll just be like, you know what? Bless those guys who are winning. I'm happy for that team, and they look happy.
Hoping that God hears you. And
God
then
bless those
turns
dudes.
it around.
Yeah.
Bless the other team, hoping that he's like, you know what? That's a great. Like I'll bless your team, Caleb or Gavin.
I love that I love that too. Like in the beginning of the day, you're like, okay, I'm not gonna be angry. I'm not gonna swear at anybody today. I'm not gonna do that just because God's gonna look out for my team.
Yeah,
because
it's dumb.
I'm the fifth man in this.
It makes
instance.
it has no bearing. I know it doesn't.
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, if I am doing things poorly in life, or if I'm making wrong decisions on Sunday for my football team, then I'm like,
You're the only one
this
to
is why
blame.
they're gonna lose.
Have you guys ever made deals with God?
Oh, yeah.
Have you tried that? Brock, I'm
Give
curious
me an
about you.
example.
Okay, I will be a better person, God. I'll go to church every day, this year, if you just let support drive go better.
Sure.
Sounds like you're speaking from experience.
Yeah, but like those deals with God, like if you'll just heal this person, then I will do this or whatever. Have you ever done that? I'm curious.
Yeah, I know as a kid, I used to a lot more as a kid than I do as an adult.
Yeah.
As an adult, now I'm come around and seen like that's not going to work.
It doesn't?
No.
Oh, nuts.
No. No, it doesn't work. Why?
Maybe that's why the last support drive didn't go so well. I broke my promise.
I bet you've been in situations where it's like you're driving home from Chipotle
Yes.
and you're like,
Dear Lord, let's make a deal.
Let me get to it.
I will go to church every Sunday if you'll just help me make it home.
I will pray for Betty every day. Just let me get to the bathroom, please. Yes. Oh, speaking of that, I would love Minio's wings today.
You didn't go to Minio's yesterday?
I did not.
Do you guys
no.
go to the burgers?
Oh, that was Maniacs we were talking about. So yeah, okay. So my wife was in, and we were debating where to go to eat. And I'm like, and I always hate that discussion. I'm like, because I'll say, well, let's go to Maniacs. Oh, okay. Like, okay, she don't want to go there. That's fine. So where would you like to go? Oh, I don't care anywhere. No, that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
And so then finally, I'm like, do you want to go to Shake Shack? Well, I would love that. Okay, great. That's fine. We'll go there. I don't care. I can pretty much at any place find something to eat. Yeah, I can find something, you know? And so I'm like, okay, we'll do that. But then we go there and it was closed. Like they had some problem. Yeah, they had some building problem. And so they were closed. And so we ended up at another place, which is another place I wanted to go to anyway. So it worked out.
Oh,
yeah.
What was it?
Five Guys. So I love their fries. Mm-hmm. So that worked out well for me.
Good job.
Yeah. I just had to call in a bomb threat to Shake Shack.
Oh,
and
no.
we're good to go.
Stop.
Oh, my word. That's terrible.
All right. Well,
soon.
let's do some weekend plans. Everyone's got a weekend plans. All right. Weekend plans start tonight at 8 o'clock. All of us trying to survive the weather. That
we
will
got some bad storms coming through.
That'll be the biggest goal. And if we all wake up on Saturday with no damage,
It's a win.
and alive, then man, I'm gonna mark that up and down to a great weekend.
It looks like it's going to be more west of us.
Because those people are. Oof.
I live in West Nashville.
But we'll see.
Those are all those. Oh, Kevin, sorry. It's west of Betty and me, is what she meant to say.
No, actually, like
I've seen
where
that
we're
it's-
at is on like the very end of
Yeah.
the red area.
It's like,
Oh, is it?
it's like a little bit more like towards the green. Like we get the worst of the green probably.
You know what's really, because I've been telling you guys, I've been trying to like be more active in my prayer life, and praying for different people, and when they come into my head and this, that, and the other. And I was literally like, I was praying about this, and the storms popped into my head today. And so as I'm praying, I'm like, you know what, Lord, I appreciate all the things that we have, and then I'm like, I start to go, just, protect our families. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. Like, if you're like, okay, don't hit us, but hit this other place. It always feels weird to me. So I'm like, hey, it'd be great. Here's a thought. Let me just pray up this. How about we don't have any tornadoes tonight? Like, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
Like,
just let it be
it's
like
possible.
tough rain.
let it be windy, and that would be great. So if we don't have any tornadoes, you're welcome. Because I prayed that away
if you live
today.
here in like this area specifically.
I prayed that away today.
my word.
But I mean, it is that weird thing of
God
like,
listens.
you're praying. You're praying that that it won't hit you, but then it's going to hit somebody else, like hurricanes and stuff like that. It always feels weird. So I'm like, I'm not 100% sure how to pray for that. So I'm like, all right, Lord, here's the deal. I would like it to not affect the things that I love or the people that I love. But if it does, help us to
the people you don't love either.
that's true. Help us to have the strength to get through it and the peace to get through it. So that's where I ended up.
So outside of that, what else are you doing?
Well, I would have gone dirt biking, but I don't think that happened because of the rain. It's gonna be so bad and so gross. So I'm still building some things at my house. I'm still working on some stuff. So it might just be movies and hang out with my wife this weekend. Yeah,
What a good time.
I gotta work on the Josh Wilson interview too. I'm really
you
excited
sound so
about this.
down about that.
What, hang out with my wife?
hang
Because I
out.
like to do stuff.
Yeah,
I like to go.
It's just not as exciting as riding my dirt bike.
And she loves, she could just sit there like on a rainy day. She'll
Yep.
curl up with a book and
Yep.
loves it. And I pace the house. Like I look for things to do because it drives me nuts.
I don't understand that.
Yeah. And so I have to be like working on something, So that's what I got. I got nothing. Like, what about you, Rock?
So tonight, as I get together with some friends of mine, a friend of ours is coming out. She lives out of town and she's coming back for a little bit. And so we're going to have a game night. Hopefully it won't get too bad, but if it does, we're going to be all in the same house together.
good thing.
Oh, that's good. That's fun. They'll find you all together. No, sorry. Dark.
Then tomorrow, hopefully, we'll see with the storms. I would like to go to the Mule Day parade.
Oh, that's right.
But we'll see
That's
how
my
it
prayer.
goes.
My
Mule
prayer
Day.
is keep this weather away from Mule Day.
Mule Day is something you have to experience, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a parade of mules. There's a Mule Day Queen. It's a festival, and it is ludicrous.
Is Mule
No,
Day
it's
Queen a
amazing.
predetermined thing, or could you win it?
No,
you have to be a certain age range.
Yeah,
Oh, boo.
she
I'm out of the
could
age
have.
range.
She could have. Like, look at her teeth. She could have made it. No, I mean in a good way. Like, you have the best teeth in Colombia, and the best hair. So, like, you could have been a shining example of Mule Day Queen.
All right, let's move on because this is
Okay.
going to only go worse. Gavin.
Probably just some friends coming in for it was going to be dinner, but they keep saying that the time gets pushed back and it'll be like right in the haymaker of the storm.
Oh, they're
tonight.
coming into town.
So it'd be like, hey, let's have ice cream because they went on a cruise, and so they're driving from Florida back home.
Oh, gee.
So we might just have some ice cream, hang out, and then them go home. I'm trying to convince them that like, hey, from our house, it's still like 3 hours back to your place. You've already driven 12 hours. Just stay the night.
Oh, they're making the whole run at one time.
Like if you stop and have like ice cream from 8 to 8:45,
Right. No.
and then you
Stupid.
want to get home at midnight while driving in the dark through the terrible storm,
Yeah, no.
risking all that. I'm like, and they have a dog back at home, but I'm like, hey, just pay. Maybe it's an extra $20 for picking the dog up later that next day.
Right.
like let's just like I personally wouldn't risk it. I would just stay the night. So
for sure.
I'm hoping that's the case. And then I think that's it. Nothing else to highlight the weekend.
Yeah, just church on Sunday. There you go. All right, well, that is going to do it for your Aftercast for today, and hopefully we will see you on Monday.